Hi there, Kylene here. I am back to answer another question. Is going gluten-free safe for everyone? I'm actually going to flip that question on its head and ask, is gluten-free safe for anyone? And the answer is no. So let me just kind of go through the basic reasons. There's two primary reasons that gluten is a problem for everyone. And just to clarify, when I'm talking about this, I'm talking about the kind of wheat that we eat in the United States, okay? So a lot of people will not experience the same things if they go over to Europe. So if you take a vacation in Europe and you're not celiac, you're not super sensitive, you may be able to eat a croissant, you may be able to have some pasta and not experience it. However, if you live in the United States, these are the concerns that we have. Number one, it's such a hybridized product that the amount of gluten proteins in wheat has exponentially changed and grown since the original plant. So because of hybridization and the way that they have changed the actual plant itself, it doesn't even look like the same plant. And the closest thing that you can get to the original is called einkorn. There is a company that sells it called Jovial. And so if you want to try that, you're not super sensitive, you can get einkorn flour. But the problem with this is that gluten raises a protein called zonulin. Zonulin increases gut permeability. If you increase gut permeability, that means that things can get into your bloodstream that are not meant to be there. If things get into your bloodstream that are not meant to be there, that causes an immune system reaction. If you have immune system reaction, that causes inflammation. Inflammation over time causes symptoms, and symptoms lead to disease. So it's just the first step of a cascade of issues that can happen down the road. So that is one of the main reasons that has become an issue, is because of the way that it is made today. The gluten proteins, there's a lot of other proteins as well within the wheat product itself that cause a lot of other things, like mental addiction to that food. Like, that's why it's really hard to just eat one breadstick or just eat one Oreo, because it stimulates your brain to want more of that food. It stimulates your appetite. So there's a lot of different proteins that work together in wheat to cause a lot of different problems. Okay, so that's the number one reason that it's an issue. We want to protect that gut. Now, this inflammation, this reaction happens in everybody. And what you want to think about is toxic load. Your body has the ability to recover from a lot of this and to calm inflammation, to mount that immune system response, and that's great. But if we're also being bombarded with chemicals and hormone disruptors and food sensitivities and gut bugs and all these other things that we're exposed to on a daily basis through our home cleaning products, through our deodorants, etc., 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 you are just adding to your toxic load. So this is just one reason that we want to ditch it. The second main reason that it's a problem, and again, specifically in the United States, is because wheat is a heavily glyphosate sprayed crop. Okay, so you may have been hearing about glyphosate in the news because in the past couple years, there have been several lawsuits that have been won by individuals that have connected glyphosate to causing the cancer that they have experienced later in life. So glyphosate exposure has been linked to cancer. And wheat, in addition to things like cotton and oats, is a very heavily glyphosate sprayed product. So you hear the car alarm. This is real life, you guys. So one tiny little microscopic amount of glyphosate has been shown to disrupt your beneficial gut microbiome. Okay, so basically it kills the good guys. So this is a problem, because if we're talking about maintaining a healthy immune system, maintaining a healthy gut, calming the inflammation, these gut bugs are what balance our hormones, they're what digest our food, they're what helps us poop regularly, they help us with our moods. So a lot of times anxiety and depression and things like mood swings and hormone imbalance imbalances, that can be related to an imbalance in your gut microbiome, okay? And so if you are having a lot of exposure to glyphosate, it's trashing your gut microbiome. And here's the thing, EWG just did all of these studies that showed that things that we would consider healthy, like you go from standard American diet, you try to lose weight, and so you're saying, okay, I'm gonna eat a healthy diet, and you start eating all these cereals, maybe like Cheerios is considered a healthy cereal, or I'm gonna have oatmeal, or I'm gonna have this or that. All these healthy products that are heavily sprayed with glyphosate, EWG.org just did a bunch of glyphosate studies and showed that the amount of glyphosate that you are exposed to in one serving of Cheerios is above the range of what is considered safe for children. Now, that's really scary because who measures the amount of cereal that they're getting? No one. So you're getting more than that dosage at breakfast. You're probably eating other products throughout the day that expose you again to that chemical. And so that is just contributing to that toxic load, that toxic burden, and it's crushing your gut microbiome, mounting that immune response and causing issues. So long story short, my answer is that everyone that lives in the United States should avoid wheat like it's a plague, regardless of your health status. If you have an autoimmune disease, if you have immune system issues, if you are healthy as a horse, it doesn't matter. It's not something that is safe to consume at this point in time. So I have never really experienced anyone that hasn't seen benefits from eliminating gluten completely, except maybe one or two people. But my hunch in those situations is that they were actually having other problems, like some nutrient deficiencies and things like that, which sometimes can happen in situations like vegan or vegetarianism. So basically, eat your vegetables, eat meat, and go gluten-free. That is my advice to you today. All right, I hope that answers the question, and I will talk to you soon.